All right, here we are live. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. It's Friday night between the hours of 9 p.m. to about 10:30, 11 o'clock. It's time for the realest talk in sports. We are called In the Paint. Thank you for joining us. And I have my man. I don't know where Max 611 is, but I'm going to bring another gentleman in. My man Dominic from North Carolina. How you doing, man? Can you hear me? You hear me? Can you hear me? You hear me? What the hell's going on with this thing?
It's in all.
There you go. I couldn't hear you. Can you hear me?
I don't know if it's my.
Don't tell me you're going to be turning to Max 611. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, please. Not that. Anything but that. Okay, well, I don't know what happened, but let's move on. I'm going to try to get this thing corrected, and so just hang with me, folks. I don't know what the hell's going on with this thing. All right, let's try this again. For some reason, his device not connecting. But anyway, let me get into a little bit, and we'll see if we can straighten this out a little bit. Oh, well, here is the. Oh, wait, there he is. Okay, what the hell, bro? What's happening here?
Can
you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Obviously, I can. Okay, so what? Everything good?
Yeah, everything is great.
All right,
you don't hear any double my voice twice.
No, I do not. I'll let you know. You know, I'm gonna bring Dom into it. Hopefully, I can. Cause what's up, Dom?
What's up, Marc? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
I can hear you now. But you're getting a little bit of that being stuck thing. There's no question about that. You know
how you look to me.
I look like I'm stuck.
Look, I'm moving.
Yeah, for now. We already know what it's inevitably it's gonna happen to you, so I'm not even worried about it.
Maybe not tonight. I think
okay.
I'm good to go.
Oh, really?
And,
really? You sure about that?
Mm-hmm. And I see my brother is wearing Knicks gear. I love it.
God, for what? Why? Why is he wearing that? He needs to take that. Oh, he just bounced on us again. Okay, it's all good.
Hope springs eternal, as you would say, sir. How are you tonight?
I'm doing all right. I can't complain. You know, everything is good so far. You know, hopefully it remains that way, and we'll just take it from there. You know, we got quite a few things we're going to talk about today. I didn't get a chance to really finish my banners. I did like the first three topics, whatnot. So
add them as we go along, man.
And that's what I was about to say, bro.
Be tech wise.
Shut your face. I was about to say that because you're talking nonsense now.
I love you though.
Listen, we're not going to do that. We're not. No, we're not doing that.
I cannot do my Joe Namath impersonation.
I will leave this podcast right now. I swear to God, and I'll go about my business.
Can I say this?
No, don't.
No. Can I say this before we start?
What?
Listen, before we started, you know, I had to make sure that I wouldn't have a Rudy Giuliani incident. You know, with the good for him. He's a herd.
Yeah, that was quite embarrassing. That was very embarrassing.
It's over for that fossil. That old Sith Lord needs to forever.
Well, you got a lot of people that are Sith Lords. You got Bob Arum, who we will be talking about later tonight.
Yeah.
Also, you just mentioned Rudy. I think it's time for him to go. You know, and it's time. You know, 20. I wish the legend of 2020 would take him out too. It's taken a lot of great people out, unfortunately. But this one would be well deserved if he took him out. So yeah,
did you just threaten him?
Yeah, I did. You know,
did you just wish ill will upon him?
Yes, I did.
I love it.
Well, I'm happy to do.
I'm with you.
That's just me. You know, because I'm like a sick, twisted individual, and I just put stuff out there, and you know, let the ramifications fall where they may, so to speak.
Let's keep it a buck. ITP is the petty kings.
Okay, let's see. We got the return. Can we hear you? Dom?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Wow,
yes, I can.
I can hear him. The overhead, it looks like he's in a Knicks locker room.
He's stupid. He got the Knicks shirt on. That's why.
This guy, man.
All good, Dom.
Word. Here we go. What's up, yo? Yo, listen. We're gonna get into some sports real quick. Too bad you didn't put on like maybe had a half Giant and half Knicks shirt, whatever the case may be, if that even exists. But let's get into this first thing we're talking about here, and that's simply the New York Giants head coach Joe Judge firing offensive line coach Marc Columbo, and it's alleged fight in which Joe Judge lost. Okay, my initial reaction, you probably seen my comments and whatnot on this whole matter. I think Joe Judge is a vagina. He's a vagina. Because my thing, because you, like I said, you should have handled this behind closed door. You understand? In the locker room.
Right.
You understand? Just you and him, him and Marc Columbo, and just working it out instead of being a vagina and firing the guy. Because I'm thinking, okay, what's next? You're gonna call the cops, press charges? Because that's the road that you're traveling down. I'm serious. Dom is, are you serious? No, and I'm very serious because this makes no sense. It makes no sense. It's stupid to me, So because your hand game is whack, so now here you go. Well, then you shouldn't even put yourself in a position in which you're gonna have to use your hands. And if you're gonna use your hands, you better win. You understand? So because you lost, I'm sorry. That to me, that's like a bitch move. I mean, I'm old school. I can't co-sign this nonsense. It's ridiculous. So I have lost a hell of a lot of respect. What little respect I did have, I lost for this guy, and that's my initial thought.
He didn't want to fight.
So why did he put himself in that position then?
It escalated.
Well, then you de-escalate it before it gets to that point.
He couldn't.
And again, if it gets to that point, well, then your hand game got wrong. You got to come out like on some Floyd stuff. Like, yo, sorry.
But let's keep it real. Or Columbo used to be an offensive lineman, played in the league. That's a big dude. Joe Judge weighed like $107, 65, soaking wet. He about 5'9".
Dude, that solidifies my point even more. Why would you start? Why would you let it escalate like that? And in which you are forced to throw your hands. That solidifies my points even more.
And I'm going to go to the statistics. The Giants have one of the worst offenses in the NFL. They're ranked.
Okay.
They're ranked just ahead of the Jets and a couple other teams offensively in most categories. Okay. And their offensive line has been banged up. And Joe Judge wanted to bring in one of his people, a former New England Patriot guy that he coached, where he wanted to bring him in as a consultant to help with the offensive line, because it was reported that Judge has been spending his time with the offensive line instead of, handling other duty. And Columbo got upset. And so it led to a fist fight, which the New York Giants reported didn't happen, and other people said it didn't happen. But what do you think? You think it happened, or you think it
happened? It happened. It happened. Trying to cover up the BS or whatnot. That happened. I don't care what nobody says. Oh, it didn't happen. This is a fake report. That shit happened.
The source is a guy who's not a good source who reported that there was a fight.
I don't care. I'm taking a side. It may sound ignorant, whatever. But I'm taking his side. I'm taking a guy that's not too a credible source. I'm going to take his side. I'm sorry. I just, yeah. I'm going with the original version. Fuck that. And that's just what it is.
So, let me ask you this, and let me ask Dom this. Do you think Columbo felt slighted that he was bringing in somebody and he wasn't consulted on the guy he was bringing in to help the offensive line? And in speaking on Judge's mantra, which is team first and accountability, is he wrong for firing him?
Yeah. And to answer your first question, you're talking about the guy that he's an offensive line coach, Marc Columbo. That's his title, offensive line coach. So what is he in charge of? The offensive line. He's supposed to run it. Now, if Joe Judge, the head coach, is going to bring somebody else in, consultant, what may have you, whatever. You understand, to help you work. Don't you think it's only right to go to the guy that's in charge of the offensive line before you do so?
Maybe. I agree with your point.
I'm just saying.
I see your point.
Come on. So I would feel slighted too if I was Marc Columbo. I'm like, yo, this is my unit. You hired me to man your unit, and now you want to bring an outsider to help or what? No. You have to come to me first. Don't just bring it upon me like you're just going to do it and that's it. No. It's not right. It's not right.
I'm just confused. Did they bring an assistant offensive line coach in?
They brought in another offensive line coach to be a consultant to the offensive line coach.
Okay,
and
so
he felt slighted.
All right, we changed the names to protect the innocent, but he still brought somebody else in.
Come on,
either to look over them, look under them.
Right.
I don't get that part of offensive line coach. It ain't like, Marc hires R to be his assistant head coach on the team, a basketball team, whatever. So we know who he is. I mean, first of all, they should both be gone according to the Giants offense, but that's a subject for another day.
Right, for sure.
I mean, maybe I never even heard this story until R was talking about it.
Yeah.
But that was what the beef was about. He brought somebody in,
and he didn't speak with him. I guess it's akin to if me or R brought somebody else in the paint and didn't tell the other person.
Yeah.
And then we propped him up on the screen, and I was like, "Who's this guy?" Doing the show with us.
It's like high school stuff, man. They should both be fired. They should both be fired. Just for the embarrassment they caused their organization.
Okay.
Right.
To be honest, I mean, I'm not an expert in all of this, but
right.
If we got into a fight at work with each other, I'm pretty sure both of us would lose our job.
Yeah.
Both of you would have. Yeah, you're right. Both of y'all would have probably lost your job. But again, like I said, I go back to my original, point. This guy, you got to work it out. You're the head coach. You understand? You can't let stuff spiral out of control. You understand? You have to be the head coach, be the man, and take charge of the situation. If you got a beef or personal thing, work it out. It didn't have to go to this level where people are reporting about a damn fist fight and whatnot. It didn't have to go there. You understand? That's my thing, and that's why I'll consider Joe Judge from this point on a vagina. Sorry, it is what it is.
Well, I got my head on.
I got a question, R.
Huh?
Since we speaking on those terms, is he what Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B would say the WAP, or is he dry?
That's a good question, actually. Because to me, it's kind of like, yeah, I know. Not how long is this?
13 minutes in.
That might be a record.
We gotta go there.
We went left that late.
Gotta go there. I gotta ask the question.
It's probably, you know what? In a strange way, it's kind of a case of both.
How can he be the WAP and also dry? I don't get it. Break it down for me.
I really can't break it down because my thing is like in certain points, like, damn, that shit was whack. You know what I'm saying? And then for the way your behavior, then it's the other way. You understand? So it's a case of both. If you really think, I'm serious. If you really like, if you just like take a minute and let it just run around your head for a second, you're like, yeah, I think it's a case of both. Yeah.
So he's the wad, wet and dry.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
We'll go with that one.
Yeah, I love that.
Joe Judge, aka the wad.
That's right. There it is. That's what I'm talking about.
Y'all know I got a crazy sense of humor.
I guess it's because of the New York sports scene. Even with COVID, it just seems like stupid. You know what happens?
Yeah.
Constant.
Right, and like you said, Dom, that's embarrassing to the New York Giants.
It is.
Who pride themselves on being an organization organization that's up in certain situations. They're not.
It's very embarrassing.
And
you know what I'm
could
saying?
it be because we put them like maybe 5 steps ahead of the inept Jets? I mean, when you think about it, guys, for the last several years, they've both been garbage.
Yeah,
garbage.
Almost a decade.
They have been. They have.
It's like they're still. Back in the day, they would steal the back page with success. Now it's who has the most fuckery and the most garbage that gets the back page. That's
it
stupid.
is. It's beyond stupid, brother. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any damn sense.
Fight?
It's a shame.
A fist fight?
A fist fight.
Between two coaches.
2 grown men.
2 grown men. One of them that hired the other guy.
I'm glad you guys don't sit next to each other in real life. I can see R hitting you in your ear when your Wi-Fi goes out.
Yeah.
Then we got to cancel the show. And
I'll be slapping. I'll be slapping Mac beside his head, the back of his head. Pow, pow. Get this my fix. Pow.
It's like that, R. Really?
No, I'm just joking around. I'm joking around.
No, you guys.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm joking around with you, of course. You know, so that's what the deal is, and I don't know. I'm just done. You know, I'm done. Like I said, I'm not a Giant fan anyway, so I'm like, whatever. You know, but it is what it is. I just think, like I said, I just think he should have handled it a hell of a lot better before he even got to that point where you want to throw hands and shit.
Handled it like a man.
Yeah.
Walk away.
Exactly. Yeah. Whatever.
Or fire the guy before the fight. You don't like the move I made. You got an issue with it.
Leave.
Gotta go. Yeah,
exactly. That's it. Just leave and call it a day.
He's the head coach.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I told him, you suck anyway. I shouldn't be spending my time with the O-line anyway. I got other stuff to do. Why am I taking time out of my busy day to help the O-line when that's you?
That's exactly.
Doesn't make any sense. Why I shouldn't have went that far, but
yeah.
Crazy. New York fuckery.
I read off the stats to him. I said, we 30th in passing, 30th in the run game, 30th in points scored, 30th in this. That's you.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Dom, I'm gonna go on to the next topic. I'm glad you said the New York fuckery, so to speak. And here's where this applies. This guy. Let's talk get into this. Talking about New York Mets, second baseman Robinson Cano banned for 1 year because of failed PED tests. This frees up $20 million, and Mac put this out there. Could DJ LeMahieu be in play? Interesting. First, let's get on dumbass Robinson Cano. This guy. I mean, you went from being a young, I don't want to call him stud, but he had one of the.
He was a stud.
So we could call him a stud. He went from a young stud, fantastic left-handed swing, just great hitter.
Right.
You understand? Potential.
No dirt on him.
Nothing. Played well. You understand? No problems. And then I think it's at that point where that contract, that's where it went wrong. I would have to say so, because now you're believing a little bit too much of your own press. You understand? And it got to your head. You know what I'm saying? It got to this guy's head.
Right.
And now maybe you're trying to live out your potential by ingesting these drugs, the PEDs and whatnot. And now you got caught, you got busted, and now you're out for the year. That's it for you and your career. You know, well, maybe I should pump my brakes. I don't know about his career. I mean, he is getting up there in age.
2 years left, 37 years old.
Yeah, that might
on
be
that deal.
I mean, we've seen guys that play like 40, 41, whatever, but I don't know. I think it's like maybe out of 100%, maybe 25, 30% chance that he'll continue his career.
He'd have to go to an American League team.
Yes, for sure.
At this age and this stage of his career.
For sure, definitely.
And that means the Mets would have to unload the remainder of that contract.
Right.
Because they were fools for taking it. Now you got to find a more foolier fool than you to take that contract.
Right.
That's
weird.
Smacks to Brody Van Gone. I mean Van Wagon.
Van Gone. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean he signed his former client.
Yeah, that's
or traded for him rather. He gave up 2 prime prospects for him.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle's not paying it. They're paying some of the money on the contract, but they owe him $40 million. You know, outside of this year, they owe him like $40+ million. He's going to be 37.
Right.
Yeah. And normally when them trades kick in, the Mariners would probably have kicked in so much of the contract for so many years. Like the Mets might, in other words, the Mets, we'd have to research this. The Mets might be on the hook for the rest of that $40+ million. Right. It might have, that Mariners playing part of it might be up. That's how it normally works. Work with A-Rod that way with Texas.
Dom, out of the 40 or so million, Seattle only has to pay $3.5 million on each year.
Okay, so that's peanuts. So somebody's going to have to pick up $20 million. Yeah, somebody's going to have to pick up $20 million for 2 years. At what you say, Marc, 37?
Yeah, he'd be 37 at the end of the deal. He'd be 39.
Yeah, so exactly. He'll be 38 before he even comes back.
Right. Yeah.
As a second baseman in the National League.
Not going to happen. Just like you said, I agree with you, Dom. The fact that he's going to have to play in the American League, and that's only if those AL teams that might even think of entertaining bringing him on to their organization, if they believe he still has that swing. You understand?
And if they can believe he can stay off the juice. This ain't his first time, obviously.
Right. And he stays on the injured list.
Yeah.
That's true as well.
Taking steroids. You know, I thought steroids helped you get off the injured list. That's what steroids was designed for at first. Remember? The legal form of steroids helped you recuperate.
Yes.
This guy can't stay healthy doing juice. That's
right.
That's weird.
Yeah, many say that he was headed to the Hall of Fame. He's, in my opinion, is just
what do you think about that?
I don't think he was a Hall of Fame. I think he's a good player, but he's right outside of 3,000 hits. I believe he has 2,600 and change. So little over, you know, like 300 hits away from 3,000. He probably would have been in the Hall of Fame, but you got 2 suspensions. One was for diuretic, which how do you say it? Diuretic, which is used to mask steroids, and this one was a banned steroid that he took for the one that he just got caught for.
Well, foolish move by him. Yeah, you deserve that year ban. If you're doing something that's, you know what I'm saying, that's not on the quote unquote approved list or whatever, you understand? You deserve what you get because you were being foolhardy. Go ahead, Dom.
I'm going to go back to what I said last time with MLB putting egg on their face and wiping it in. I mean, come on. You know, we got guys on the blacklist, can't get in the Hall of Fame that never tested positive for steroids. Right. We just got them on we got them on the allegation list. There's got to come a time where they say, look, damn that 3 strikes, you're out. 2 strikes, you're done. You're banned from baseball for life. Period. End the conversation. Everybody moves on. Because obviously he didn't love it. I hate to say that, like we're talking to a 2-year-old.
Right.
But obviously he didn't learn. You know, don't put your finger in the socket and you keep doing it. And baseball got to come up with a better idea. As far as LeMahieu going, I'm still going to stick to what I said. I don't think the Yankees are letting him walk.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so either. But again, I'll go back to like the last show or the show before we talked about this. I still do not trust Hal Steinbrenner and even to an extent Brian Cashman. I got to throw it out there. I'm sorry, you know.
And it's a fair point now. I mean, even though I'm a Yankee fan, you know, but there comes a time when you got to start, even me as a Yankee fan, you got to start scratching your head.
Yeah, you know? I'm sure. You know,
I mean, we need pitching. We kind of avoid it. We hope, and we always hope and pray that the guys we have and the guys we're bringing up will be that difference. Sure. But the LeMahieu thing, That's just getting to be a little weird.
Yeah.
You got to sign him.
Yeah. I mean, this guy has proven himself. He's been your best hitter for what, 2 years now?
Yeah, for sure. Exactly.
MVP
there's no
candidate, batting titles or close to batting title.
Right.
Plays every position.
Every position. Damn near.
That just don't make no sense to even entertain. And again, we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Right. Like I said, the Yankees giving up, put a feeler out there. I'm assuming the Yankees had a mark beyond the 18-9. Let's see how far this goes. But what happens tomorrow if, let's say hypothetically, the Mets offer him 2021? I mean, the Yankees still get a chance to meet that offer, but then again, goes that egg on your face. Because if you had a number in your head, why make this guy go through this? I don't think, and we don't know these guys, I'm just saying by his demeanor, I don't think DJ LeMahieu is the gun to your head kind of guy. I like being here. I want to be here. And this is the first offer you give me after 2 years of hitting 500, only guy that knows how to hit the ball without swinging for a home. I mean, really? I mean, that's got to be a little bizarre for DJ. He's been all he can. And remember, guys, 2 years ago when he came to the Yankees, I was like, people are confused. They didn't look at this guy's stats. They were just saying, oh, we got this DJ LeMahieu guy. Yeah, look at this guy's numbers. I mean, I think now he's led both leagues in hitting. Yep.
He's been a great hitter for the majority of his career. You got to sign that guy.
And here's the scary part. Here's the scary part without getting winded. The Yankees stole him from the get-go. Yeah. The Yankees actually stole him.
Right.
And you're going to play. Oh, I don't want to start acting like you guys with the conspiracy theories, but I'm scratching my head now. I'm actually scratching my head now.
Yeah, but I feel you. You know what I mean? Let me just welcome in my brother David Sanford. How you doing, Dave?
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
Thanks for joining us. We're doing well. Appreciate that. As you were talking about the whole Robinson Cano ban for a year because of the failed PED test, and it frees up $20 million, and also. We're asking a question, since the Mets have freed up $20 million, could DJ LeMahieu be in play for them?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm hearing that he wants to stay in New York. So that narrows it down to two teams.
Right.
I mean, I'd say you can make a play for him. I don't know that that's your free agent goal, but now that he is on the table,
right?
I think one thing that would show us that this is a new Mets organization is if we actually make plays for players, even if we don't get them. The old Mets would say they'd give you 99 reasons why they won't make a play for him, and then they'll, come up with some third-rated player and say, well, this is all we can do. So I'm curious to see. There's a few attractive options out there, and I don't know what the purse strings look like, but I definitely would put feelers out and see just how serious he is. There's always the danger that he could use the Mets to elevate, his bargaining power with the Yankees.
This is true.
He's already there.
Right.
But there are other attractive players out there. There's talk of Lindor and Springer.
I'm thinking the same thing.
We're kind of weak up the middle. And if they don't get a second baseman, you've got McNeil, who he can play. He's just been playing. They played him out of position.
He is a second baseman.
He's a second baseman, but he's played. Because of Cano, he's played third. He's played a little bit of the outfield. One thing he has done is hit.
Yeah.
So that's attractive right there. But they haven't had a decent center fielder for years.
Right.
Right. And David, to add on, if you get DJ LeMahieu, you can also play him at third base. If you want to let McNeil play play second, but then you also have JD Davis, who also can hit. And he's playing out of position. He's playing left field, he's playing third base.
Yeah, well, that was the story of the Mets the past 2 years, is that they've been having guys playing out of position. And one of the reasons I think that threw a monkey wrench into it was Cano.
Right.
To be honest with you, they didn't need Cano, but we understand that was Brody's guy. And, he came over with Diaz, who, for whatever reason, imploded. I still think he's better than what he's shown us in New York. So the jury's still out for me on that one. I'm not ready to throw that away. But the Cano thing was definitely a Brody thing. Yeah. Cano wouldn't have been on the Mets. He wouldn't even been on the Mets radar if it wasn't for Brody.
Right.
But,
right.
So that was troubling for me from the get-go. That was a troubling way for him to start his tenure in New York, Brody. And so that proverbial door hit him, and I ain't mad.
I hate you, brother.
He did himself no favors. I mean, you signed Cano, you signed Jed Lowry, who's also your client, and Jed Lowry's played one game.
Yeah, really. He's
for $20 million.
Yeah, he's played as much as Kyrie played it too.
Ridiculous. You know what I'm
saying? Diaz pitched better last year. Or this during COVID.
The little bit of it that I did watch.
He had a 1.74 ERA. Saves not so much, but I was glad to see that his ERA was down, and I think maybe
of course
next year he should be better. But they need to define roles in the bullpen as well, and they need to define where people are going to play. I mean, keep Dominic Smith or trade him.
Yeah. And that's it's not a bad problem to have. I like Dom Smith.
Yeah, so do I.
And he, he's been a consummate team player.
Okay.
He was going to be the first baseman. Alonso in 2019, they were debating on whether or not they were going to even call him up at the start of the year. And then, once he came up, he was there to stay.
Right.
But he and Don Smith, you could see the two of them, they were friends. They cheered each other on. And Smith accepted the role of being that backup and playing out of position. They played him in the outfield too. But that was, pretty much the story of the Mets the past couple of years. They got guys playing all over the place. When you come to the ballpark, you don't know what position you're playing. So it's got to mess with you as a player.
Right.
So what they need is that consistency. They need that stability, and the players need to know that this is my role. If I'm starting on this team, or if I'm not, this is how they're going to use me, and not just to plug holes and put players all over the place because you're trying to accommodate with this one guy. And that's the way I view it. So whatever they do with Don Smith, I'd like to see him there, but he's also a chip. If they did want to make a trade, he's going in somebody's trade because he's a solid first baseman, and he's got some pop. He's learning how to hit. And that's it's one thing to be a hitter. Some guys are natural. I think he's learning on this level to be a better hitter, and he's shown that he can do that. And I think he has the willingness to work, and that's the key for me. I don't care how much talent you have, if you don't show that willingness to put the work in. And I think Dom, he had a sort of disappointing. Second season, and there were a lot of fans were down on him. and I think that he came back with something to prove that he got hurt. You know,
Right.
but you know, he was the guy out there. You saw him with the cast on his leg. You know, and he wheeled out there. You know, cheering in the celebrations. He was a team player, and so
Right.
I give a guy that. So we'll
Okay.
see. It's gonna be interesting. An interesting offseason,
To say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah, to say the least. I agree with you. It's going to be very interesting to watch how this plays out. You know what I mean? So, I hear you, Dave. That was an excellent point, man. You know, I think we're going to move on from this a little bit if we're not completely done with this segment. That's all right with you guys. We're going to get into the lane of boxing just a little bit, little more shade, of course, right, Mac?
This is where it becomes a two-man conversation.
Not really. It's all good. See, Dom left.
Yep.
No, he switched off. He's still here, but he's like, okay, I'm taking. I gotta go get my drink real quick.
He's gonna go help his wife.
Yeah, exactly. Cook those
and he's gonna puff.
He's
gonna puff a little.
Yeah, for sure.
Puff the cigarette a little.
But you know what I mean? It's all good. Okay.
Right,
So there's this great public feud between the 147 pound for pound champion Terrence Crawford and his promoter at Top Rank Bob Arum. Mac, what jewels you have? What new developments you have on this one, brother?
Hey,
what's going on?
Terrence, you signed with the Sith Lord. You were with the Sith Lord. It would have behooved you to leave when you could have become a free agent, but you chose to re-sign with him, and they Top Rank decided to go with ESPN, and all the other top talent at 147 is with other entities,
of course,
which prevents you from fighting the better talent. You know, you fought Kell Brook last week.
Mm-hmm.
Two blown out eye sockets, Kell Brook. Nobody wanted to see that fight.
I don't know about that one.
Sounds like neither did Kell Brook with two blown out eye sockets.
Well, previously blown out eye sockets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. They were some, I wouldn't say it was a moneymaker like Mayweather or Pacquiao or whatnot. No, but there's people that come on. I'm just saying.
Fans like me want to see the fight because we like Terrence Crawford and we also like Kell Brook. But everyone knew Terrence Crawford was going to beat Kell Brook.
That I'll give you. No question. If Brook actually pulled it out and won, I think you, me, David, we all, even Dom, he's not a boxing fan, we would have all been shocked by that. There's no question about it. It would have been on a level of another Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas upset.
Yeah.
You understand? That would have been on that level. You know what I mean? But
I'd have been shocked that I even knew who he was.
Exactly. Right.
I'd have got phone calls from when Roy Jones got knocked out the second time. Mm-hmm. My goddaughter's mother, one of my best friends, she was a big Roy Jones fan. She used to watch fights with us.
Right.
And when he got knocked out, she stopped watching boxing for the most part.
That was it. That was it for her. Exactly.
She called us at Hollop's house and she was like, "Oh no, they knocked out my baby again." No.
Oh God. Look at that. That was it. It's officially done at that point. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta tell you a quick story.
Yes, sir.
You brought up Tyson Douglas. I watched that fight with our dear brother Dre,
right,
and his brother at his brother's house. It was the three of us, and we were, brother had cable. We sat up there, ready for this fight. And at the end of the fight, I just remember Dre and I, we were in tears.
Wow.
And I know Dre knew he knew Mike.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And Dre's brother, his older brother Greg, and we all were kind of just silent. And Dre and I were leaving, and Dre asked me, he said, "Why does this hurt so much?" And I remember saying to him, because with everything going on in life, that was the one thing that we could count on.
Mike Tyson win.
It was the one thing that we felt that no matter what was happening in our lives, we could count on the fact that Tyson was going to win. And when he lost, it showed us how vulnerable and how unpredictable life really is.
For
and
sure.
I think we mourned
sure.
not just the loss, but we mourned that feeling of knowing that there was something that we could count on.
Right.
You know,
Understood.
So I'll never forget that. You know, it was a bad night all the way around, but I just remember, you know, it was the three of us and nobody spoke. It was just like the emotion just came out. And
I could understand that.
So it just brings me back to that. But I want to ask you guys, you know, regarding this fight, Crawford and
Brooke.
And the question about who would be interested in watching it is, do you think that, I'm not a boxing fan, but do you feel that the sport is sort of like there's no real stars?
No,
I don't know. I just
in the past 2 years, especially in his weight class, you know, and all will attest to it, boxing is picked up.
Okay.
The lower weights is a lot of exciting fighters. Terrence Crawford is one of the stars. It's just that he fights for a guy nobody likes. He fights on a TV network that's trying to come up in boxing, which is ESPN, because previously ESPN didn't really pay attention to boxing.
Right.
And everybody else fights for other entities who are big in boxing, like PNC, you know, which is Al Heyman.
Yeah.
And, you know, Showtime is still in boxing.
Okay.
And the heavyweights have come up. You know, we got three guys. Excuse me, Deontay Wilder, and
the reason why I asked that question,
Anthony Joshua, right.
The reason why I ask it is because it seems like back when I was younger, the more casual boxing fan even knew, you know, a little bit about what was going on in the sport, and I feel like true fans are always going to know what's going on. But if you're a casual fan, like I am, and I mean really casual, I wouldn't know anything about it if I didn't, you know, listen to you guys.
Right.
And so there doesn't seem to be that. There may be stars in the sport, but it just doesn't seem to be that star that transcends the sport.
Well, you're right in that regard. I think the last true superstars we had were Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. Manny's still fighting, and Manny should retire. You know, he's 40 plus years old. You're a politician in your country. But again, boxing is a global sport because Kell Brook is from England, and he has a big fan base.
Yes, he does.
Two of the heavyweights are from England. They have big fan bases.
Those English fans are
You have Mexicans who like boxing. Canelo Alvarez, the middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight champion, has a big rabid fan base. Mexicans love boxing. You have Asians who love boxing. So boxing it didn't go anywhere, but like you said, David, there's no singular name right now that we could say is a true guy that the casual fan will watch. But boxing hasn't gone anywhere.
Can I add one other thing to that, if you guys don't mind? Is you know what's another big thing that's I mean, I get what Marc is saying, you know, Mac, I get what you're saying and whatnot, and you're right. But the one thing that I think that holds it back too is all these different organizations within boxing is a problem. You understand what I'm saying? Because, you know, back in the day, you had just that one or two belts. I remember WBC and WBA, and that was it. That's how I grew up. That's what I knew about. I'm like, okay, and if you unified it, you would just champion. Period.
And then it became three belts, which wasn't a problem. Now we got like I'm the linear, you know, the sun, moon, and star champ.
Exactly. It's ridiculous.
So I think it's true. I agree with all
that had a lot to do with I don't want to say demise of professional boxing. I really don't.
Right.
But it confused a lot of people, and within that confusion, it turned people off.
Yeah,
it probably turned people off. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they're like, okay, it's on. So what?
So now you got Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. going for the AARP belt.
Which is coming up, by the way.
It's funny. It's funny. Dave brings that up. My son was here today, and he was like, "Man, did anybody tell Tyson this is just like an exhibition?"
Yes.
He's acting like. But going to R's point, because I had to do something. I was talking about boxing, but we spoke about this before. All the different belts, and this guy don't want to fight that guy, and it's got so. It ain't like when we was younger. Yeah, it's like you knew this guy was fighting this guy for the heavyweight championship of the world, not a half a belt, a new belt, belt,
linear belt.
Yeah.
They created belts for people like back in the day, if you got stripped of your belt for whatever reason, like you didn't lose it in the ring, and I'm not too sure about that. I might have to look that up. But now they have this thing where you're the linear.
Oh, I think he's trying to say the linear championship.
Somebody stripped him of his Wi-Fi.
He's on his way to Starbucks.
Neighbor didn't pay the bill.
Yeah.
Hey, guys. Don't laugh at him.
Caught him lovely. Look.
This might be another record, guys. 47 minutes in, and he was good to go.
Now, a real inside joke. I know people here watching, you seeing it. These guys are crazy, but you got to understand the history with Maxis 11 and his Wi-Fi connectivity issues here. It's like a running joke, and there he goes. So he's going to come back on and
come back and act like nothing happened.
Yeah, we're going to leave him alone.
I don't know why he just don't use his phone.
Yeah, use your phone, man. They got good phone around, man.
So inside joke to Dave. They was clowning me and R today because we use Apple.
I got the new one.
Woo, how is it? It's nice.
I love it. Well,
there you go, brother. Way to go.
I was just telling R I got the new watch.
Yeah,
and I can leave my phone in the car and
see exactly. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Feel like Get Smart and.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I don't know why.
We should have added Dave to the text. They was clowning me and
no. They attempted to clown us, but I got them back. I got them back. And
the one guy committing most of the clownery, where's he at tonight?
No, we
know what he's doing with his phone, huh? Inside joke, we'll let you know later, Dave.
For sure. Yeah, because I was like, how do you know about that?
Show. Yeah, right. I'm sitting on the bench, and I'm reading all the texts on my phone.
Right.
I'm like, damn, R went there.
Yeah, I had to. You know me.
I said, let me stop. Let me go to the store.
I go through great lengths, man. You know me. I'm plowing through walls. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going there.
Gonna clown him tonight if he came on. I was gonna say now I know why you have the little dot on the screen.
Exactly. You already know.
I'm sorry.
Like I said, you already know the deal. You know what I mean?
We gotta get Dave's phone number and put him in.
Yeah. Right, you got my phone number. Right?
I gotta know. I'm gonna put him in there. I'll put him in there. Yo, let's do some moving on. Oh, go ahead.
Let's move on. Yeah. We'll join us wherever we might be in segment number 5 or 6. By the time
you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Well, let's get into this next one. We just had the other day the NBA draft. You know what I'm saying? And lot of things, a lot of things moving, things moving. You know, I'm kind of like, okay, I see you, I see you, Knicks. You know, we get into that a little bit later, but overall, guess who's coming back? Oh shit!
Hey, all right.
You already know. That's my man right there. That's my man. Good to have you back, Max 611. Good to have you back.
Thank you.
Looking good. A long time no see.
Exactly. You know, and it's funny because you was doing all this talking
a little bit
earlier. I knew you would jinx yourself. I said it was inevitable. Come on. I already knew it. I was like, well, here we go.
So bring you up to speed. We're talking about basketball now.
There you go. Exactly. Make sure you're on a good level. Okay, this is your lane. So, sir, and with that being said, I'm going to give you the microphone at this time and speak on some of the moves of the NBA draft, the trades, free agency. Ball is yours, man.
Okay. I like the first half of the draft.
Okay.
Minnesota picking Anthony Edwards was a good pick for them. That kid is a little, almost a D Wade composite. He's a little animal. 6'4". He's a tank.
Yeah.
Very athletic. He likes to play defense. Similar to D Wade. I think they have the same college coach. So
okay.
He's a physical specimen. He can shoot a little, and he'll fit with Minnesota. With they got D'Lo there, called Anthony Towns. So hopefully Minnesota's on an upswing. We watch LaMelo Ball get picked by Charlotte, which shocked me. But then again, Dom lives in Charlotte, so Charlotte doesn't have a superstar, so they needed one, and maybe and they needed a name. So I'm not saying LaMelo Ball will be a superstar; he's a star, but he's a big name.
He is a name,
and he's talented. I think he just needs to work on his shot selection and his shot, but physically he's 6'7". He's quick. He could pass the ball. Needs to work on his defense, but he's a good player. And who else did I like? Wiseman, which I've been saying for months that Golden State should have picked him, and they did. Perfect pick for them. He's 7 feet. He's what a 7-footer is in the NBA now. Athletic. He could put the ball on the floor. He could shoot threes. Block shots. Plays defense. He can go to Golden State, be tutored, and when Draymond Green, Steph Curry are ready to leave, he'll probably be established in other pieces, and they'll probably have other pieces around him. So it was a good pick for Golden State. And the draft was pretty good. I was shocked at who Chicago picked because I didn't see that coming, and I don't know why they picked that guy.
Who did they pick?
They picked Patrick Williams from Florida State, who didn't even start for his team. They really didn't need him. You got Capella and you have the other center that they drafted from the previous draft, Wendell Carter. You really didn't need to pick another big guy, but they did. And overall, I was pleased with the draft.
Okay. I just want to say about this guy, man. I just don't understand why. I just have concerns, and everybody's like kind of lauding this pick with Charlotte and picking LaMelo Ball and whatnot. I just have a bit of an issue with this. The guy played overseas in Lithuania, wherever, Stankonia. I don't care. It's one of those places. And
in Australia last year.
Transylvania, whatever.
And in Cleveland. How did that happen?
But I'm just saying, the thing that bothers me is you didn't play in any colleges. Right. You understand? I don't see it. I just don't see it. And I could be incorrect. And I'm probably incorrect. He'll probably be decent. He probably will be. Right. But I still think that somewhere down the line, to me, it kind of hurt him. You understand? It really did.
Well, he avoided playing all these guys I missed. And you mentioned, Wiseman, the Killian Hayes, the Jalen Smiths, the Tyler Halliburtons of the world, the Kira Lewises, the Cole Anthonys of the world.
For sure. You know what I mean? It just I'm not comfortable with that. I'm just not. I'm like, okay. To me, it was kind of. I think he's just being oversold, so to speak. You're number 3. I'm like, no.
So there's definitely a hype machine surrounding anything ball, and so these kids have been hyped up since they were children, and the whole way that they went around it. I mean, I'm not knocking the kid. I'm taking not knocking the kid, but the whole way that the process. It was like created for him. They created this league to show off the 2 brothers,
right?
And then, like you said, Mac, the avoidance of real competition.
Right.
Not saying that they were playing against nobodies, but they kind of were.
They were.
They were.
Yeah, they were. To say that, but they kind of were, and I think that there was a good public relations machine going around them, and we knew that some team was going to buy into it, and the kid may materialize into something. One thing you can't teach is the height. 6'7" is a problem, but if he doesn't have it, he's going to get exposed pretty quickly.
Right.
Now Charlotte may be a place that he can avoid a lot of the scrutiny. It's not like he's in LA like his brother went initially, or came to New York where the father wanted him to go. That would have been a tough sell because places like that, real fans will sniff that out. They'll sniff out trash real quick, and have a low level of tolerance. I mean, we booed the greater players, So I don't know. So maybe Charlotte is safe for him. Dom, you can speak more to the atmosphere of Charlotte. They don't have a true star there, but what they do have, they have MJ.
Yeah,
the MJ factor. Maybe MJ will teach him a trick or two. I don't know, but I'm rooting for. I never rooted against any of them. I'm even rooting for the middle kid, because now it's got to be kind of tough. He's your prototypical middle child. So he's got to feel a certain type of way. Hey,
it's cracking, making me crack up.
No, I'm sorry because I'm sorry to interrupt, David. When you just mentioned that, I started thinking about Empire. Empire, the TV show. So you got 3 brothers. 2 of them are in the league, and meanwhile the other one trying to make it, but now he's gonna be like their manager or bellhopper. I don't know. I'm just it's just messed up. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's hilarious.
It is. I didn't make that connection because I don't watch the show, but I watched it enough in the beginning to know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I was like, I couldn't help but compare it.
Juicy was in that show, right?
Yes, Juicy was.
Exactly.
But Dom, I'll let you speak. But we haven't spoken about the Knicks pick.
The good thing about Ball, and Dave summed it up, going to Charlotte.
Right.
His expectations will be, because their expectations are, he'll survive his 3-4 year rookie contract.
Right.
And by that time, we'll know he ain't going to be Kevin Walker. I mean, they fell in love with him from day one. But then again, he proved himself for quite a few years in college. Like the kid the Knicks picked, Toppin. You know, again, here we go. We downlook somebody because they're not a one and done. We all do know he was the college player of the year, right?
Right. Who
and the other guy they got.
Right. Who is he stayed in college most of. He's 22.
And we look down at them.
That's true.
But he's coming into the league mature. The Knicks not only got the player of the year, the other kid they got late in the first round, quickly, he was the conference player of the year.
Yeah.
Right.
But we kind of gloss over that because it's the Knicks, because we made so many bad choices. I will say this, the kid Toppin, he's the first 8th pick that we've had that is wow, this guy could really shine as an 8th pick, instead of us saying, how the hell did we pick this guy with the 4th pick?
He's not a project.
Right. He's coming in combat ready. The only thing I don't like is everybody with the Knick hype, and like, I don't want to get into the keyboards, but stop showing his videos dunking, because sooner or later somebody's gonna say, "Can you shoot?" You know, we see he got hops.
Yeah,
he's a big guy. You know, I look at it where the Knicks get him. This may be our opportunity, if somebody bites, to take Randall off our hands.
Right. Randall's on the trade block. Yeah.
He's been on the trade block since all the rules gone. Now that you got this kid, and again, we're not talking about a 17, 18, 19-year-old. We're talking about a 22-year-old. And to go with the ball kid playing against, it is what it is, Dave. You know, if it looks like a skunk, it smells like a skunk, it's a skunk. He wasn't playing against no competition. This guy played NCAA ball, won the Naismith Trophy. He's a baller. But we don't want, again, it's the opposite of what the Knicks been doing. We draft a guy and we say, damn, Max needs a jumper, foul shooting, this, that, motor. We ain't got to say that about this kid. So somehow, some way, the Knicks brass had to be thinking when they drafted him, we got to find an out for Julius Randle. Even if they have to package Randle and Knox and somebody else to get a Westbrook, you'll have a point guard for 2 years, plan on life after Westbrook, but you dump Randle and you give this kid his chance to play. I don't want to see this kid turn out the opposite of Knick draft picks. Oh man, this guy's gonna be, and he ain't getting minutes, and Frank Ntilikina is the next coming of Walt Frazier. You guys do know, speaking of French Frankie, he's the only one left. He's the only guy left. Of all the picks and all the misery we had, he's the remaining player of that whole fiasco.
And why?
That's a subject for another hour. I don't know, but I will say this. I got a funny feeling. You know me, guys. I'm a Knicks fan. I got a funny feeling that somewhere behind the scenes, because you look at the picks they pick, and you can almost look at the players they're trying to unload.
Yeah.
Quickly is better than Ntilikina.
Right.
Toppin at his age and his maturity is going to be better than Randle, and he's coachable. Randle just got too much free reign. So I see what the Knicks did, and I'm assuming there's a plan behind those picks, and that may be a conversation for another day. But I got a funny feeling by Monday we'll know what the Knicks are bringing to the table.
Okay, hold on, Mac. Hold on for a second, Mac. Hold on. 2 things. Our boy with the Obama welfare phone is on the line. Your mic is live, Chandler. Two.
Where is he?
Two. He's there. And we got a comment in our chat from Val. Yes, asking, did we hear about Okoro's microwave hot dog controversy? I got to be the first one to tell you, I have not. I might have to look this up.
About?
I have no idea.
But let me address Mr. Chandler, who has some heated words for me in our text. Bruh, how you gonna say Obi Toppin plays like Randall? They play nothing alike, bro.
Did you see Randall in college?
Yes, I seen him in college.
He looked exactly like Obi Toppin, first of all.
No.
Okay, secondly,
Go ahead.
Here's the piece. Obi Toppin is defensively challenged. I don't want a guy who says, yeah, now that I got a coach who coaches defense, I want to play defense. That's some BS. Okay, that's some BS. The bottom line is, listen, I like Obi Toppin. He's going to be a good player in this league. Good to possibly really, really good. Not at that pick. He was picked too high. Again, it's about where you're picked. To pick him at that number, people are expecting him to be a star. He's not a star. He's not gonna be a star. His ceiling is Randall. That's his ceiling. Wow.
They play nothing alike, though.
It doesn't. I'm not talking about what they play alike. I'm talking about his ceiling.
And what you said in the text.
He's a defensively challenged power forward who's going to take bad shots. And you say he's a rim runner, which is fine, except that we don't have anybody who can make a jump shot. So he can rim run all the hell he wants.
You seen what the moves the Knicks made? The Knicks have some pieces now that can play.
Tell me who can make a jump shot. The
kid they drafted.
Yeah.
From Kentucky.
Yeah.
If they're smart, Chandler, they play what's the kid from the Canadian kid?
Barrett.
Oh, Barrett.
No, the other Canadian kid.
I can't say his name.
What he play? Michigan, right?
Yeah, I can't say his name.
Ziggy. You talking about Brits?
No, the white guy.
Ziggy.
I was trying not to say the white guy.
Yeah.
Because we got Dom on the line, but no.
You're asking me to trust them, right?
Right.
I don't have a problem with Obi Toppin. I have a problem with him. My problem was the pick and where he was picked. Because you're paying Randall $22 million. And listen, Dom, you talk about the trade chatter and this, that, and the third. Ain't nobody taking Julius damn Randall for $22 million.
He doesn't make $22 million.
I will say this. To Chad.
But they're gonna move him. Go ahead.
Right, they're gonna move him. I'm telling you guys right now. By Monday, we'll see all of this pan out. But to Chandler's point, he sounds like, and this is no knock, he sounds like 90% of these guys that get on and say, well, this guy's a really good player, but his defense, who the hell plays defense in the NBA? I'll wait. You probably got 5 or 6 of them that are good lockdown defenders.
You know who plays defense, Dom? Winning teams play defense. And when I talk about defensively challenged, here's the thing. If you don't move Randall, then you got to play Toppin at the 3. He can't play the 3. And Randall can't play the 3. So where is he going to play? Because y'all are presuming and assuming, which making an ass out of you and me. Don't make an ass out of me. Make an ass out of you. Don't make an ass out of me.
Watch your mouth, buddy. Okay? No, go ahead, Chandler.
You're presuming that they get to move Randall. Now listen, I get that Dom wants to believe in the Knicks. I get that he wants to believe in Leon Rose. I know Worldwide West. He's a clown. Okay, and if I met him on the street, I'd break his freaking jaw. Let me be very clear about that.
Wait,
okay?
what?
He's a piece of crap. Okay?
Wow, he is.
So I don't trust him, which means I don't trust Leon Rose, which means I don't trust the Knicks.
There you go.
Wait, Chandler, you okay?
Well, again,
need a hug?
I'm right.
Yeah, again, I'm just going out. I'm just going out on a limb here. We could dislike anybody we want, but if you can't see the difference in where we've been and where we are, then I don't know what to say. All I can say is all of those folks that enjoy tanking and get the draft pick that never worked out for us, your days are numbered. Your days are numbered. You're either with us or you're without us. Okay? For all of those people that said, oh, you know, guys, y'all all watch the Knicks. In February, we're talking about who's coming out in college because we're going to get the top pick. And what have we gotten in 4 years? One of them's gone. 3 of them are projects. This kid is not a project. I watch college basketball. He was the college player of the damn year, even though it was a shortened year. So somebody thought he was pretty good other than Dominic.
Right. And
I'm
Chandler,
just saying.
And Chandler, he's efficient.
Adam Morrison was the player of the year. How'd that work out? It's a whole lot of players of the year that came to the NBA and didn't do anything. Again, I don't have a problem with Obi Toppin. I have a problem with where he was drafted. Those are two different things.
But Chandler, hold on. I
asked y'all.
Go ahead, Don.
No, I asked y'all last week when we talk about draft picks. Who was consensus All-American? Who wasn't? Who's this? Who's that? Who's the last player to be drafted #1 and win a chip on that team that he drafted with? Think about that.
Right. Also,
Tim Duncan, 1996. All of that,
right.
Upping and downing, and he went too high, he went too low. That happens. I get it. Morrison was a bust. Kwame Brown was a bust. I'm not going to say this guy is a bust, but we're going to put him out there, and we need to get him out there tonight.
I didn't say he was a bust. What I said.
No, I know what you mean about Morrison. Player of the year, he never panned out. But this kid,
Mark, all I said, and you know this, Mark, I said without a point guard, okay, when we should have drafted a point guard, we all know that, right? Drafting Toppin did not make sense and still does not make sense because at the end of the day, we ain't got no damn point guard.
Yet.
It's going to make sense come Monday morning.
They got 40 million.
It's going to make sense come Monday morning.
And let me say this. Chandler, if you don't pick him, if the Knicks don't pick him and he went, say, 5th, look at the draft. Look at the players who were drafted. He should have went. He fell to the Knicks. He should have went higher, according to other people.
According to other people, but the reality is, if you look at the teams that drafted, okay, you had teams that needed a big, and listen, Obi Toppin went too high, and because of where he went, these ridiculous fans and his team are going to expect him to be more than what he actually is.
Right.
And here's the thing: I'm getting in front of. So in a year from now, when people are killing him, talking about he's not this and he's not that, I want all of y'all to remember that y'all fought me on this and told me I didn't know what the hell I was talking about.
We didn't fight you, and we didn't say you didn't know what the hell you was talking about.
Hold on, wait. But I'm going to rewind the tape. Because I'm waiting for this. Yeah. I will rewind this tape because you know what, guys? I don't mean to cut you off, Marc. You said this, and it's been proven with the last 4 picks we've made. Like I said, 1 is gone, 3 a project. So even if this guy was half the pick we think he's going to be, he's better than the clowns we picked before.
Listen.
Yeah.
I know one guy in particular that's going to be very happy that the Knicks got Obi. You know what I'm saying? My brother on Twitter.
God, Sam Free. He ain't stopped tweeting.
I know. This guy. That's
our friend who comes up with outrageous trades for the Knicks and outrageous free agent pickups and outrageous lineups.
Yeah.
And it's just
he's hilarious.
And what's my catchphrase to him?
Put your phone down. Put the phone that
take his phone away from him.
Yeah, for real, because he's ridiculous.
And you know the Knicks just got Alec Burke.
Okay.
All right. Okay. We got our boy also. Hannibal's in the house as well. If you don't know who Hannibal is,
I just want to say, I want to let the record show, Chandler, that I have not said one thing on this topic. So
don't come for him.
So a year from now, when you go sniping people.
Yo, hilarious.
Wait, I got one more thing to say. That I want to bring up. There's talks of the Knicks bringing in Gordon Heyward. I'm not in favor of that. That's an old school Knick tactic because he's on the decline. He's always injured. And I like him as a player.
That's the first thing I thought of.
Right, and I like Gordon as a player, but the Knicks do not need to invest a lot of money in him. And
they're gonna get him. They're gonna get him.
And I know they're gonna make a run at Van Vliet.
I heard that. I thought he was going to go to Indiana.
But Matt, hold on.
Yeah.
If Heyward is not brought in to be a star, right? And you can get him at a reasonable price, right?
I don't know about that.
Okay,
he still got that crazy, ridiculous contract.
I'm just saying, because he opted out of a lot of money. If you
he
can
did
get him, right? If you can get him on something reasonable, something not exorbitant, something not crazy, right? And you're not expecting him to be a star. He is a consistent shooter. If you bring him in as the third guy, which is really what he has always been, but he's been overpaid. We can all agree on that. He's been overpaid. He's really the third guy and a consistent shooter. Then I don't see the problem with it, because here's the one thing about him. He's a professional, right? He's a professional. Right. He conducts himself properly, and he knows how to win. So if you can get him at, you're going to pay him, say market rate, but not overpay.
20?
I don't think that's a bad thing.
You gonna give him $20 million? Because
I would give Gordon Hayward $20 million. Yes, I wouldn't give more
because
than 20.
he's coming off of $100 million, $100+ million deal.
If I can get him for 20, yes,
$30 million a year. He opted out at $30 million.
I know, Dom. I said if I can get him for 20,
he left his coach. He left his college coach.
If the Knicks,
I think Boston was going to trade him.
If the Knicks were going to sign him, no. He might end up back with Boston, because what he might do is stretch out that money over years, where it don't come out to $30 million a year. If the Knicks were going to sign him, they'd have signed him already. I don't think the Knicks are targeting any free agents. I think the Knicks are going to start putting pieces together. You see what they did when they had that dumpster sale, right? Your services are no longer needed. You, and you got to go, because we need that money. I didn't even realize that some of these clowns were making that kind of money.
They got rid of Anita, and they got rid of Jay Payton. You know what I'm saying? and they got rid of my man. They got rid of Sandra Bullock. All of them.
Yep. And that's why I don't think the Knicks are going after free agents. I think the Knicks are going to try to parlay these players they have and land them a point guard.
I got a name for you guys.
You know what you get, though? If you bring in Heyward, what you're getting is a future Knicks commentator for MSG.
I got a name for you. I'm looking at the free agent list.
Yes.
Goran Dragic, although he's a little long in the tooth.
He went back to the Heat
34.
Already. He went back to the Heat already.
He went back to the Heat? Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, good.
Yeah. No, he ain't coming.
Who else you got?
They're not going to get
point guard
in
wise?
free agency. Nobody. Van Fleet.
Anybody wise.
Van Fleet. That's all that's left.
He's the biggest name.
Exactly.
He's not a point guard.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he's not a real point. He's not a true point guard.
In college, yeah, okay, that was college. But anyway.
I got a name.
What about the guy I would like, honestly, and I know y'all gonna kill me for this. I would have liked to get Ricky Rubio as a veteran point guard. As a veteran point guard, if we drafted a point guard, Ricky Rubio is a true point guard, and all what we grew up with point guards, right? Can you imagine him as a mentor for a young point guard that we drafted?
I like that, but he's pricey.
I know.
And
see,
he just don't do it for me.
Nah, this is what makes me think. And I know you guys are so heartbroken like me, but this is what makes me think the Knicks are doing the right thing this time, because they would have jumped on something stupid already, and they know they need a point guard. They're not getting a point guard via free agency. They didn't want to take a risk on taking a Halliburton and a Cole because they had a plan. And that plan is going to come to fruition by the end of this weekend, guys. And we're going to see exactly who the Knicks have on the team next year.
You know what? You're on the clock.
Running out of time.
You're
running out of time, guys.
Let me tell you something. Dominic, love you, brother, but you are officially on the clock, because you have officially put that bullseye right there in your head. I'm telling you, if something doesn't happen Monday night by 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. Oh man, get ready for the Bulls,
I was just like you guys, man. I kept questioning every move they made. But if you notice, they didn't make no move yet. The old regime would have already done something stupid. Oh, we're gonna pay and we're gonna get and I see these steps, guys, and they're
you see the guy in the chat room?
okay, wait. Be nice.
No, I am. I'm cracking up. I know I think he's being sarcastic and joking.
Oh yeah. Let me show the guys. Don't pick up Brandon Knight and trade for Al Horford. No.
Oh no.
Bow, yes, you're all right with me, brother.
Them days are over.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and thank you for being on with us. I love it.
Yeah, exactly. There ain't no question about it.
Man, trade for Brandon Knight.
Pick up Brandon Knight and trade for Al Horford for no reason. Speaking of Philly, I like the moves they made.
Okay.
They picked up Steph Curry's brother, Seth Curry.
Seth Curry, right.
They picked up Danny Green and they got rid of Al Horford's ugly, disparaging contract. You know, he bumped heads with Jollof Rice, so you know he had to go.
That was it.
They were lucky, guys. They was lucky to get rid of that contract. So that gives me hope that if somebody making $27, $28 million, that's a hell of a lot older than Randall. Somebody's packing Randall's bags tonight.
Right.
Randall could be moved. It's a team that once hit. He's not a bad player. He just played bad last year, and he needs to play on a team with a good point guard.
Yeah, and that's the thing, though. What team that has a good point guard actually want Julius Randle?
We'll find, like Dom said, we'll find out Monday.
You're not moving Randle until the trade deadline. You're not moving until the trade deadline.
I think they can move him, Chandler. But go ahead, bro.
No.
And that's again why I didn't like the Toppin pick, because if you can't move Randle, then you can't move him till the trade deadline, which means that you're stunting the growth of your high draft pick, which now means, and you know how this New York damn media is. If this kid isn't a Hall of Famer by game number 3, right? now it's why did we draft him? He's terrible. He only got 15 points and 25 rebounds. He was supposed to get 45 points and 75 rebounds. How come he didn't block 8,000 shots? It's just I hate when they draft guys too high because it hurts them. Obi Toppin is a good player. He has the opportunity to be a really good player, maybe a potential all-star. That's not who you drafted number 8. That's all I'm saying. And then now we have to deal with the nonsense that's going to come when the flaws in his game get exposed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
His flaws can't be no worse than Paul George's.
Yeah, they can, bro.
Come on. Let's give the kid a break. Yeah, okay. Paul George is making a hell of a lot of money. He called himself playoff George. And he's the invisible man. Come on. Let's just all I say is
you already know the deal with that.
Break. Yeah, let's give this kid a chance. And believe me, we are going to be again compared to the clowns we drafted in the last 4 years. This guy's going to be a pleasant surprise. Just maybe.
I hope you're right.
I hope you're right.
I really do. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying it.
I'm not a point guard by Monday. We'll have a point guard by Monday.
There you go again. You're placing that bullseye. I'm coming for you.
Yeah. What point guard? I need to know what point guard. What point guard?
You got my number.
Tell me the point guard. There ain't no point guards available. There ain't no point guards available.
Yeah, they're available via trade.
Okay, we're gonna see.
Anybody's available via trade.
You know what? See. If you have pieces to trade,
I wouldn't even mind if the Knicks. Yes, they do. Somebody look. Let me just give you a scenario real quick. I'll just go with, which will piss a lot of people off. I will go with the Russell Westbrook thing. First of all, You can't be choosy, Houston, because you're trying to get rid of a contract, and he don't want to be there. So your options of telling Dave what you're gonna get are out the window. That went out the window. We will give you Julius Randle, no more than Knox, and for shits and giggles, we'll throw in Frank Ntilikina. We'll just throw him in.
You know what, Dom. Yeah. Stop going to Mayflower. Stop going to Mayflower because you ate some bad fish. I'm just saying.
We'll see. Because I'll tell you what, Russell Westbrook is making $15 million more a year than we're paying for all these clowns that can't play point guard. Think about that. I'm just saying. Who you gonna have if you don't get a point guard? We have $20+ million invested in point guards, and nail one of them to starting point guard.
So our point guards right now
made a big fool, and that ain't happening again.
The point guards we have right now are the kid from Kentucky who's really he didn't do a lot of point guard duties in Kentucky. He was more of a shooter.
You talking about quickly?
Yeah, they list him as a point guard, but he's a shooter. He's a shoot. I know he's a shooter, and then we still have Dennis Smith Jr., who again is a slasher. He's not a point guard. He's not a traditional point guard, and Frank just ain't a point guard. Period.
Right.
Which leaves the option of going for Brandon Knight.
No.
No.
That was a Phil Jackson move.
I don't want Brandon Knight. Reggie Jackson is available. I don't want that nut.
Nope.
What about my ultimate favorite? How about Matthew Dellavedova?
No.
If you had drafted a point guard, yes. If you had drafted a point guard, I would say yes to that because Dellavedova, for all of the slander we give him, he's a professional, right? He's a guy who fought his way into this league and carved out a niche for himself. So if you don't want him teaching your young point guard what it takes to stay in this league,
right?
Come on.
Right. What about DJ Augustin is a free agent right now.
No.
I don't think he is.
No, he is. I'm looking at the list.
No.
Wow.
No.
But I'm telling you, I see Fred VanVleet in the future.
It's 10 o'clock. It's 10:30. It's 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. 4.5 hours into the free agent signings. Think about that. All of this smoke and mirrors we was hearing about this, that, and other thing via free agent ain't gonna happen. Right. Ingram's gonna stay in New Orleans. VanVleet's gonna stay in Toronto. And the Lakers pulled off a gimme. They got Montrezl Harrell. This is again all the hype, come in like a lion, go out like a lamb garbage. You notice the Knicks ain't involved with this. You hear them grooming. Oh, the Knicks might sign Gordon Heyward. They would have signed him already. Nah. That's a wash.
Right. I like the Nets getting Landry Shamet. That was a good move. That was a good move because that kid can play. He's 22, 23 years old.
Yes, thank you.
He shoots 40% from the 3 line.
Right. Yes.
He's insurance in case Irving gets hurt.
When Irving gets hurt.
Oh yeah. What are the odds?
Where did he come from?
Yeah.
Clippers.
Yeah. Where did he come from? Where?
Clippers.
The Clippers.
Yeah. LA.
Okay.
Hey Dom.
We're debating whether
it's 10.
How much did he play? Like 6 minutes a game. Yeah.
Hey Dom, it's 10:30. Do you know where your point guards are?
No, but I will know by Monday. I'll tell you that. I got all y'all's numbers, so don't try to hide.
All right.
Don't try to hide.
Y'all know, I think Kelly Oubre.
I let y'all get over today because I was busy.
I think Kelly Oubre went to Golden State.
Yeah.
$100 million. $100 million. He didn't sign as a free agent. It was a sign and trade, so that don't count. $100 million.
Good for them.
Yeah, but he fits their system. He fits what they do perfectly.
Exactly. Good for them. Yep. Indeed. Well, don't worry,
I
Dom.
hope Golden.
We'll get you a point guard, even if we have to call up the insanity for you.
There you go.
Oh, he's coming back to the NBA. He's in play for the NBA also.
See? There you go.
Good idea.
There's another option for you.
Linsanity part 2.
Stop. You sound like the rest of these mellow retake and all that. No, let's let some shit fail.
Why not add him too?
Hold on. Breaking free agent news for Cano. Brooklyn Nets signed forward Lance Thomas to a substitute player contract. I never heard of that.
Substitute player. Is that like he gets paid per diem?
Yeah. Who got Miles Powell? Where did Miles Powell sign as an undrafted free agent?
Right.
I don't know.
Did anybody sign Miles Powell?
The Knicks.
They got Miles Powell?
Yeah, the Knicks. Yeah, the Knicks have him.
Yeah.
There's your point guard. Dom.
I don't think so.
See,
I'll tell you what, we can laugh and joke about Lance Thomas, but he stays
just
in
his
Florida.
his reaction alone, and I'm talking about Dom's reaction alone. I know he wasn't excited by that. Yeah.
Miles Powell is going to be a borderline all-star in the NBA. Watch and see.
Okay, so we got 2 guarantees coming in.
Exactly. We're gonna see about this. You know?
Hey,
I'm all for it. Whatever, I'm all for it.
Right.
I ain't mad. If it happens, I'm good for them. I'm happy.
Wait,
but you know what though? The African kid that they drafted, I like that draft pick, but you know what it made me think? If Dom is right, then Mitchell Robinson is gone because that kid basically is a bigger version of Mitchell Robinson.
Wow.
Tom Thibodeau's going to turn Mitchell Robinson into Joakim Noah 5.0.
This kid that they drafted is honestly he's physically big, right? He has more mass to him than Mitchell Robinson. He's just as athletic. What's the kid's name? Onyanko? Oturo.
I thought they traded him.
They traded him.
Yeah. They traded him?
Yeah. That was they drafted him for somebody else.
Right.
Utah.
Never mind then.
Yeah. So Mitchell Robinson is safe.
Yeah. Because when I saw that draft pick, that was the first thing I thought was you must be getting rid of Mitchell Robinson because this kid is basically Mitchell Robinson with more body. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yo, here we go.
Mitchell Robinson's here to stay.
Yeah.
For sure. What about this one? Klay Thompson. Golden State Warriors.
Sad to hear that.
Very sad. Very sad.
His career might change. His career might change. Being that he tore both ACLs in a year.
Different legs.
Right. He's 32. Who knows? He really wasn't finished recovering from the first one.
Exactly.
Right. No, he just started practicing in September.
Right. So he has another one. And it just you hate to hear it because he's such a good guy, and I like Klay Thompson. I like his swag. I like his style, his professionalism. He's that dude.
Yeah,
and
he is.
Nothing good about that.
Yeah, and hopefully he can come back. And we don't know if he'll ever be the same. But
but he's a shooter, so he'll always be able to shoot. And you know what the other thing is? He's better than his father, that clown who wasted his talent. So that's why I like Klay Thompson. Michael Thompson was a clown who wasted his talent.
Michael Thompson was who he was back then.
Right. Yeah.
Him and Rowan Barrett. I don't like either one of them.
Sorry for Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
But I just want the Warriors to suffer. I just want the Warriors.
Wow.
I hate the Warriors. I want them now they're learning what it's like. Now they're learning what it's like. Now they're learning what it's like to be in the real NBA. They had never had an upset, a serious injury. You lost a chip. You went out and got Durant. Now it's coming full circle. every other team went through this. Think about this, guys. They had a pretty good ride, but they had a ride with no injuries. Got a Kevin Durant, won 2 more rings with him, and now all of a sudden, guess what, guys? I don't think they'll ever be the same because that ain't no big market. Who's going to Golden State? Who did they sign during free agency? Oubre for $100 million. We're talking about Randall making 80-something million. $100 million. Come on, guys. And they got Wiggins.
What you know what? Oubre's overpriced, but he's ascended as a player. Yes, no, every year he's gotten better. So and them getting
I can say the same thing about Julius Randle. Check his numbers. Every year he's gotten better, except last year with his field goal percentage. Every year he got better.
So then every year he didn't get better because you just said last year.
I'm saying up until last year, and he came to the Knicks. And David Fizdale thought he was a point guard and want to stand there on the sideline and not say nothing to the guy. I said every year before he came to the Knicks, his numbers improved. He comes to the Knicks. Hey, you are now the 6'9", 250 Jerry West. Do your thing.
So, Matt.
Yes.
I need to put out this PSA to the listeners of In the Paint. We want you to know that the fact that Dom hates the Golden State and I hate Rowan Barrett are in no way indicative of the feelings of the In the Paint media group.
Yeah, me and R, we that's
hell, bro.
I want them to suffer.
Why do you want them to suffer?
But Dom, they picked up good talent in getting Oubre, Wiseman, Curry's coming back. He didn't hurt his lower body. It was his wrists that were messed up last year, and they still got Draymond.
Exactly.
Wiseman.
They'll be fighting for AC.
Wiseman.
Really?
Okay.
I think they'll be better than. Excuse me. I think they'll be better than the AC team.
For sure. Easily. Easily.
They're gonna be a 6 seed. 6 seed easy. Wiseman is the truth. Now I don't understand.
Yes,
Wiseman
he
is the truth.
Boy, is nasty.
Yeah. And to have that combined with the other players on goal. I don't know.
And going to my boy Randall, the Dr. Slammer, we know this about Wiseman because he played 3 games. But Toppin was the player of the year, but he shouldn't have been drafted number 8. Really?
Nope.
We'll see. I don't know. I'm not knocking Thompson.
Because you know why, Dom? You want to know why? You want to know why? Dom, you want to know why?
Why?
Because I was stationed in Memphis when Penny Hardaway was a kid coming to the gym there at the base in Millington. Okay, I know Penny Hardaway can play. I know he knows talent. And that kid Wiseman, okay, he played for Penny
he
all the way through high school, all the way through AAU, and in college. Wiseman is the truth. Bottom line. Watch and see.
Okay, I'm just saying we're basing that on 3 games, but Toppin went too high. All right, I'm just saying. We'll see. We will see.
Yes, we will.
A lot of guys play for great coaches.
Well, you know what? Not for nothing. Wiseman playing your 3 games is more than LaMelo Ball did.
Playing overseas.
And he got drafted at 3.
And Dave mentioned that earlier on. Yes, sir. But he went to Charlotte. There's a big difference going to Charlotte.
Go get your big ball of shoes and your big ball of water and go root for LeVar, Dom.
No, that ain't never gonna happen. I like the Hornets, but not like that. I like them because their seats are cheap and it ain't that far from where I live. That's it. No, I ain't no fan.
Big ball.
Crazy as hell.
So
he'll be there.
He'll be there.
He'll be there.
Wait.
He'll be there for 3 years.
Right. Can we talk about LeVar for a minute?
Why?
No. Because he's been no. Listen, he's been very, very quiet. Usually he's been very loquacious. He's been very, very quiet over the past few weeks and months, and I think LaMelo signed with Puma.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
So what's going on with Big Baller Brand?
Nothing.
The protection program. You ain't heard from because he's in the witness protection program because everybody's looking to pay money back.
Exactly.
Also, do y'all think Mike is going to take him up on that challenge and bust that ass?
Man, who cares? I don't like either one of them. Who cares?
Well, Mike is a petty dude. I think Mike is a petty dude. So
okay, I'm more petty. I don't. You know what? I hope he does, and I hope they both tear their ACL.
I love that. Love it.
Yo, you know what's funny? I saw a report. New Orleans got another point guard. And they said that point guard is the point guard of the future and possibly a star. I'm like, don't they have Lonzo?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, nobody cares about him, and the reason why he's being quiet is because I do believe at some point he learned his lesson after taking L after L after L.
Never lost.
Exactly, never lost. But you're taking L. It's like that Floyd Mayweather meme with the throwing out the L's and whatnot instead of the money. He's throwing it. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So after taking loss after loss after loss after loss, it's time to shut up.
He did say something that was hilarious, and I think we should talk about it. He said that his son shouldn't get married because all they'll meet, and using the words he used, right? Because I'm not, he said all they're gonna meet is hoes, and they should stay single. What do you think about that for young NBA players and young athletes?
I can give you first. Let me just tackle this one first. I can give you first-hand experience. Here we go. Gentlemen, I used to work at a very famous venue doing security. And
wait, before you finish, the viewpoints of R. Jones, David Black, in no way represent those of independent music. Go ahead, R.
I'm not going to be that bad, but I thank you for that disclaimer, though. I do thank you for the disclaimer.
You worked at a venue that was famous for its dancers, right?
No, here's the thing. Well, world famous dances, for sure.
Yeah, right. We're not talking about the polls, so I'm not talking about that kind of venue. Yeah.
But I have seen where they had drafts at this particular venue, and I have seen the debauchery that goes on there. First of all, they come there wearing literally nothing.
Yeah, right.
Do you understand? So I could understand why LeVar would say something like that because I've seen it. They are there to catch a young one. You understand? Yeah. And live off of them. This is nothing but facts. And if there's people that are offended by what I just said, well, too bad because I've seen it. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you, though.
Yeah,
I agree with you because LeVar has had his sons playing all around the world, so he's seen some global holes.
Right.
Here's the question. I got a question. I have a question. I have a question. What if his son decides he wants to marry a man? Does that make that man a hoe?
Well, if that man was doing what IG models do, which is, I've been to NBA parties and I've worked in companies where they have high name clientele. Hey, it's men groupies out there too. They might be waiting in the room.
My point is though that listen, we can all point to situations. Listen, I was in the military. All right, we used to have a lot of the people that came to the clubs on base. They was trying to get somebody in the military. You got them benefits in that green ID card.
Yes, you do.
Okay,
exactly.
But it's still a ridiculous statement to make. Listen, at the end of the day, why are you worried about who your son? It hits my ear wrong and I have a problem with it. It just hits my ear wrong.
It hit mine wrong when I read the statement and I chuckled. I said, "It's LeVar being LeVar," but yeah, is like you said, Chandler. Yeah, they waiting for you guys who are in the military.
Well, listen.
Yeah.
Oh God. Sometimes this. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sometimes.
Get it out,
man. Come on, man. Sometimes you gotta call it like it is, man. You know, it may sound horrible or whatnot. It may not be the most pleasing thing to hear, but you gotta call a duck a duck. I mean, come on.
Right.
You know,
so every NBA player married a hoe.
Not true.
But that's basically what he's saying.
Well, if they went to high school, they could have had high school sweethearts.
Well, one of his sons, one of his sons has a child right now.
Yeah. The one that's not in the NBA.
Right.
But I'm just saying. Listen again. You gotta call a duck a duck. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna move away from that stance. I'm just not. But because of what I've seen and what you guys have experienced and you've seen, that's just what it is.
Ladies, please still follow the show. We are not all Neanderthals.
For those particular ones, don't go in that lane. Don't make that your strategy. That's all.
There you go.
I have nothing against what he said because it's just a precautionary statement. I've heard it. Yeah. Everybody's heard it. Be careful with this, whether it's a lollipop or whatever. Be careful with this. Don't do that. He's done a lot of bizarre things. Don't get it twisted. But in this case, it's just like of course. Look at like I said.
Maybe his verbiage was strong and
that's a private conversation. That's a private conversation, though, Dom. What I'm saying is this: that's
ain't
a private conversation
with him.
You have with your son. That is not a conversation that you publicize. Listen, I'm not saying he's right, wrong, and different for saying it. What I'm saying is that was a private conversation to have with your son. That's not something you put out into the world. Okay, if you feel that way, and I'm not saying he's right or wrong for feeling that way, then have that conversation with your son, and you ain't got to tell nobody you had it. We all have had conversations with people that we care about certain things. That's not for public consumption.
Right. Well, you know what, Chandler, they posed the question to him, so he answered it. You know he's gruff, so
right.
Yeah, he's a clown.
Lou Williams went to a strip club, and that became public consumption. He just went to a strip club. I said it back then. It was open. But it was open.
Right after he supposedly went to a funeral.
Yeah, for the chicken wings, though. It was comfort food. It was comfort food. The chicken wings was comfort food.
The strip club was in the bubble, though, so it was okay.
So now take what? Right.
Wow.
Take what LeVar Ball said. Yeah, but take what LeVar Ball said, and then what Lou Williams did. Hey, son, I don't want you doing that because you might run into them.
Well,
I don't want to use the word.
Right. For the most part, his kids are good kids.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, I can't disparage him on that. He raised 3 good kids.
His wife raised 3 good kids. Let's be clear. His wife raised 3 good kids while he was out there being a clown. Can we stop giving him all the damn credit for his sons? Because they have a mother. Okay,
Amen. That's true.
That's true. I agree with you on that.
I agree with that. I'm glad you said that. Can we also stop the whole LeVar is a good black father?
Oh, we said that. Yeah.
Oh, I get so sick of hearing that as if these other guys don't have fathers. I mean, just because he's got them in the league, that doesn't mean he's a great father.
It does, exactly.
I think we
so sick of hearing that. So
we might have had that conversation before Dave joined us when we was doing it on the phone.
I was part of one of them on the phone when we had this conversation.
I will give him
we're
credit.
Making this guy out to be, man, that's like, in other words, and I'm not in your realm, just as a man, that makes me feel like nobody else is doing it.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh, because your sons ain't in the NBA, you're not raising your children.
Right.
That's a slap in the face to every father on earth that is doing the right thing.
It is. It is.
Really?
Here's the thing. I will give you credit for your kids not getting in trouble when they were in high-profile situations and they conduct themselves like gentlemen. I'll give you some credit for that. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm also going to give your wife credit because it's two parents in that house, right?
Yeah,
That's true.
So you don't. Yeah. So the only not because they're in the NBA, but because they're good citizens. I'll give you credit for being a good dad. That's it.
Right.
Because they made the NBA, I don't give a damn. Are they good citizens? Right. That's what matters to me.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Can't blame you. Exactly. You know? Well, guys, great conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to call it a night.
Okay.
Yes,
approaching that 2-hour mark. I think that's good enough. So, thank you, guys.
Flash that shirt, man.
Yeah, there you go. I was about to say that.
Yo, I need a shirt, bro. I need a shirt. Listen, I need a shirt. I need a shirt, bro.
Listen, you could purchase it when I finish developing my website.
Or just send me the link. I'll send you the money and give me a damn shirt.
That's what I said before. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait. Before any of these thirsty mugs get a shirt, you gotta partner get one first.
We pay for our drinks.
Hey, R, can I help you out here a little bit?
Yes, sir.
I have a degree in this. But anyway, you need to sell the shirts now, R, to help you fund what you're trying to do.
There you go.
Let's start pumping the shirts now.
Start taking the orders now, man.
Okay. All right. You guys got four orders. Yeah. I don't want to be like I gotta be prepared. I want to be like LeVar Ball and the whole shoe line.
You need fat guy sizes. You need fat guy sizes. 4X and up, bro.
Right.
Fat man sizes. 4X, 5X.
But here's the thing,
don't discriminate.
Okay, I'm not going to discriminate. Got you.
This is the thing. This is one of the keys.
Randomly with R.
Real talk. If you went on your Facebook, if you went on the Facebook page that we're all on,
right?
I'm selling these shirts and if shirts don't go, then that's giving you an indicator of how far you might go with what you're trying to do. If you can't get the support for a $20,
we can't even get 10 of them to listen to the show. And I'm calling them out.
So. Let me do that.
But now they have been listening.
As let me just say this though. Part of the proceeds will go to get Maxim Wi-Fi.
Yeah, there you go. You already know. That's my first.
I thought he was frozen again.
That's my first number one cause with a bullet. That's it. That's my first cause I'm gonna take care of. I got you, Mac. Yo,
get him an Ethernet cable.
And one from Best Buy.
Look, I'll hook you up. I got a Best Buy account.
Okay. Yeah, hook him up. Hook him up, please.
Yo, hey, wait. I need that PS5, yo. I need that PS5.
No, I got one already.
Oh,
seriously?
Go ahead.
I got one last week. Yeah.
Seriously?
Okay.
I gave it to my son.
I'm gonna catch you outside your house.
No, they told me I was at Best Buy out in Green Acres, man. I was in there, and the young guy working in the store was like, "Yo, how did you get that?" He said, "Yo, watch it. You got vultures in here." I said, "Yeah, that's why I got my piece right now."
Hold on.
Wow.
In my defense, I only faded out once tonight.
Yeah, but it was a long.
You did good. You did good.
You faded out for a whole segment.
You did good. You did good.
We were talking about basketball.
I do have to say this: when you was writing mid-sentence and it just caught you.
We had a screenshot of it. We got screenshot it.
You know what it is, all? It's for all the times. It's for all the times I've done what I've done. What do you call me?
Groove Killer. DJ Groove Killer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I kill myself. So
Wi-Fi helps you. Yeah.
It's karma.
It's karma. That Wi-Fi got it.
But yo, people out there, check out my brother. Randomly with ours coming.
That's it.
With the heat. and I'm right behind him. Like it's like Ghostface and Raekwon.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
I'm right behind him.
Now you can say a disclaimer. Give me a second though. You can say a disclaimer. You guys are gonna be, like I said, I'm gonna say some stuff.
It's gonna be inflammatory.
It's not gonna be too popular of an opinion going on. I can say that right now.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The views expressed on Randomly with R do not expressly represent those of the Independent Media Group.
Exactly.
Not at all. In fact, it's the opposite.
No. Yeah, my goal is to probably be the number one hated man in America.
All right.
So yeah,
I got your back though, bro.
Yeah,
Anybody got a problem with you? They got a problem with me.
We'll help. We'll help you get there. But all jokes aside, we need to talk about that because we need to.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna call you up, Dom. I'm gonna hit you up. You already know.
Yeah. And Rodney, give Dom my number. Put me into those.
Oh yeah. Put him in that chat. Hey, wait a minute before we go. Hey, Chandler, why can't we see you?
Yo, I've been wanting to ask you, Chandler.
Where's your phone at? Where's your phone?
Yo, when he first came on, I thought, wait, hold up. When he first came on, I thought he was in the operating room. The light.
Yo, y'all are too damn much. I'm sorry.
You don't have to grade it out, and you can't see like it's a silhouette.
Where'd he go?
Yo, y'all are too much for me today.
Over my computer like my computer's a clip. Where is he? Where'd he go? Show your face.
I'm getting a vertigo watching it.
That's it.
Chandler, put your hands up. Put your hands up before we go. No, both of them.
Oh, wait, before we go.
Yes.
Jameis Winston is not starting on Sunday. Taysom Hill is. That's some fuckery.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes, it is.
I'm not mad at that. Believe it or not. I'm sorry.
I heard you.
I'm not.
I heard he was throwing
Taysom Hill gonna throw 25 damn incomplete passes.
Instead of 25 interceptions. Gotcha. Either way, it's a losing battle. But guys, David,
don't forget, put Dave's number in that text.
I'm gonna do that when I log off.
I don't want to speak to Dave.
David, Chandler, my man Marc, aka Max 11, it's been real. Thank you, people. Chat room, my man Bow. Yes, thanks. You know, everybody that supports, appreciates. So God bless all that good stuff.
Subscribe to the In the Paint Media Group YouTube channel, please.
And Matt, stop being thirsty on Twitter.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm gonna call you when I'm gonna call you when we get off.
Oh boy,
I got some choice words for you, sir.
Oh Jesus!
All right,
y'all.
All right. Peace, y'all.
Crazy as